Many thanks for joining us on the Value Chain TV News Update. I am S.A. Ufoma with the news. And on the news update, Vice President Kashim Shettima has said that Nigeria is in good hands and Nigerians will come to appreciate the administration's effort soon. The Vice President said this in his remarks at the Second Chronicles Roundtable organized by 21st Century Media Services in Abuja, emphasizing that the government is focused on generating opportunities and developing skills in the younger generation. The Vice President said in order to improve the economy, the President Bola Tinubu-led administration is focusing on enhancing the power sector, the safety and security of citizens' lives and properties, the creation of jobs for youth, the educational sector, and the introduction of innovation and technology to the agricultural sector.
We have to make education work. We have to generate power. We have to secure the lives and properties of the citizens, which is the very essence of the existence of government. And we have to take jobs for the people. Our anticipated demographic growth by 2050 will be the framework of population of Earth. Our anticipated demographic growth, we have the window to turn it into demographic dividend. This is the most anticipated demographic dividend. And education is better. The price of work, the price of urban is not there. You cannot divorce for the price of work and give it a pass. Once we get those, once we investigate these markets will never break.
And still on the news updates, the former finance minister and deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria operations, Dr. Shamsuddin Usman, has called on the President Bola Tinubu to make a good example by dismissing underperforming ministers as he has promised. Usman made the call while giving a speech as the chairman of the Second Chronicles Roundtable event in Abuja, adding that it is the only way to get results and win the trust of Nigerian citizens. He also commended the Tinubu-led administration for adoption and developing good ideas from the previous administration. Also in attendance at the event were the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, former Special Advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari, Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, and Special Advisor on Political Issues in the Office of the Vice President, Ahim Baba Ahmed. In an attempt to comply with the regulatory directives of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, commercial banks in Nigeria have closed over 2 million bank accounts in the first quarter of 2024 to clean their books of questionable accounts relating to linkage of bank accounts to the National Identity Number (NIN) of customers. According to a report by the Nigerian Interbank Settlement System, NIBSS, the number of inactive bank accounts grew month on month by 4 million to 19.7 million in March 2024 from 19.3 million in February. Earlier in March, CBN had ordered commercial banks in the country to ensure all customers link their NIN to their bank verification number (BVN) before the month runs out to avoid sanctions. And for the industry story, the management of Aradel Holdings has emphasized its commitment to indigenization in the nation's oil industry. The Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Adegbite Falade, disclosed this recently when he led the senior leaders of the energy company on a courtesy visit to the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, Felix Ogbe. In a statement, the company noted that the visit was part of efforts aimed at nurturing local expertise for the benefit of the local industry. And still on the industry story, following the recent gas explosion in Ogun State, Firms seeking license are now required to have the capacity for pipeline transportation of products before they are given the license, the Minister of State for Petroleum Gas, Ekperikpe Ekpo, disclosed. In Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, Ekpo had visited Abeokuta for on-the-spot assessment of last compressed natural gas explosion at Ita Oshin, which left at least one person dead and several injured. Away from that now, the executive director of the Sahara Group, Wale Ajibade, had stated that inadequate refining capacity, insufficient storage, and impeded product movement across Africa are the three major challenges slowing the growth of the continent's downstream oil sector. Ajibade said this while presenting a paper on Africa's downstream market at the just concluded Africa Refiners and Distributors Association Week 2024 in Cape Town, South Africa. In a statement by the Sahara Group's Corporate Communications, Bethel Obioma, the CEO noted that shoring up the continent's refining capacity was critical to sustaining efficiency, availability, and accessibility in the sector. The president of the World Bank, Ajay Banga, has urged wealthy and developed countries not to ignore Africa at a time when development budgets are challenged by wars in Ukraine and Gaza. According to a Financial Times report, African leaders are seeking $120 billion aid to battle climate change and develop their countries as the continent faces deadly floods and drought. Banga's warning that Africa risks being squeezed out of development funds was echoed by the International Monetary Fund's Africa Director, Abebe Selassie, who said bilateral budget assistance from the EU, UK, and other donors had been declining at an accelerating rate. And that's it on Value Chain TV News Update. I am S.A. Ufoma. Thanks for watching.